Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and perfect.
Beautiful plate.
Beautiful plate of food. You hungry?
Subscribe
And like.
What's going on, people? So it's me. I'm back again with another one. So we're about to do something different today on this nice fall day. We're gonna have a seafood feast. I got some fried fish. Got 3 different type of fish actually. Fried fish, curry shrimp, white rice, and a little bit of vegetables. Yeah, so today's a seafood day for everybody. So my mother's a vegetarian, so she don't eat meat, and she said I cook too much meat, so do something different today. So let's get it going. Stay tuned. Alright everybody, so let's get everything going. Like I said, we're going to be frying some fish today, and we're going to be doing some shrimp, some white rice. So let me show you the fish that I got. I actually got 3 different type of fish for this feast. So first one, we got our parrot fish. If you know the islands, they love this fish. Very colorful fish. And we also have what they call butterfish. It's a very small fish. Sometimes, you know, it's so small you can even chew through the bones. And we also have the big boy, the flounder, or fluke like they call it here in Jersey. A very flat fish and very tasty. So this is like top 5 of the best fried fish in my opinion. So we're gonna eat real good today. All right, people, so we're just gonna get our oil going. We're just gonna pour some oil in. We don't want it too much oil. It's like shallow fry how we're gonna do it. So that should be good right there. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add some scallion into the oil. So we're gonna just cut off the bottom of the scallion, and people, if you have scallion, do not throw away the bottom. So we're just gonna cut off the bottoms. If you save these and put it into the dirt, they'll grow right back and you'll never have to buy it again. So let me wash this off. Wash that off and drop it right into the pot.
And why do you dry it first?
Just so the oil doesn't start to like pop all over the place, and oil and water don't really mix, so just dry it off. And then so we're also gonna add in some garlic. Alright, and the garlic, and just smash them to release some of the fragrance. So about 4 or 5 pegs. Just drop that in. 4 or 5 peg. Then we're also gonna add some Scotch bonnet peppers. So let's go pick one. Alright, so we're just gonna pick one of our Scotch bonnet peppers right off the tree, and we're gonna add this into the pot as well. Alright, so let me get this pepper all washed off, and I'm gonna add it to my pot as well. Okay. Give it a quick dry off and add it into the pot. So all we're doing really is just flavoring our oil. This will add into the fish and it'll just make it different. Alright, so lastly we're gonna add into the pot some fresh thyme. So let's go pick some. So I'm actually gonna use a different type of thyme than I normally use. I normally use this one with the fine leaves, but today I'm going to use the one with the thicker leaves. So let me just get that. So we're just going to pick those and add that into our pot as well. Alright, and we want like a low to medium heat, just so the flavors from everything can just infuse into the oil, and then we'll turn it up to temperature in order to get everything frying. So let's get this fish all cleaned up and seasoned so it can go into our pot and fry. So just stick with us and I'll show you the next step. Alright people, so we're going to get the fish all cleaned up. We got our lemons over here. We're going to just get them all washed up. So first thing I'm going to do is just pour some water in. And we're just going to take a couple of lemons and juice them into the water. So just take the juice into the fish. Alright, so we're just going to massage them up and just kind of get the lemon juice through and through, and then just pour it off. Get inside the fish, and I already went over it to rescale it, but let me just show you. So when you buy fish, they'll scale it for you at the store, but just always go back over it and just see if there's any scales that they miss, because there's nothing worse than you eating fish and you bite into scales and have to spit them out. So that's just a quick note for you, but I already went over these, so these are already pretty good. Alright, so we're just gonna dump out the water. And we're just gonna give them one more rinse to get all up. Make sure you get all of the lemon off, and make sure they're washed thoroughly. See what I mean, people? I found a scale, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. So you just go over the fish to make sure that you don't end up eating scales. Alright, so let me dump it. And we're good to go. Alright people, so we're going to get our fish prepared and seasoned. So first thing we're going to do is pat them dry. You make sure you pat your fish dry, because once it goes into that oil, you don't want it to start getting soggy and everything. You want it to fry crisp. So let me make sure it's dry. Alright. Another one, pat it dry. These are some beautiful fish. Comment down below if you ever seen or had parrotfish, and what do they call it where you're from. Okay, make sure you get inside the fish as well, because you're going to season inside the fish too, so make sure the fish is completely dry. Alright, so next step, what I like to do is just score the fish. Score the fish. Scoring is basically just cutting a couple slits into it so it fries all evenly. So let me show you. Alright, so you just take your knife and you just want to cut into it and just make a couple slits into the fish on both sides, so it looks like that. That way your seasoning can get into the fish and it'll fry evenly everywhere. So perfect. It wants to look just like that. The same way you would do if you were steaking the fish, you're just not going all the way through. So do this one. Alright, so we're gonna go with our friend good old Maggi, but this time we're gonna go with the Maggi fish seasoning. Normally I use all-purpose, but today we're gonna go with the fish. Alright, so we're just gonna sprinkle that on generously to make sure that everywhere is all seasoned. Make sure you get in between the slits on both sides. And don't forget inside of that fish too. This seasoning, I love this seasoning. Alright, so we're just gonna put that off to the side and go with our next parrot.
No.
Alright, so let's season up our next parrotfish. So we're just gonna score him up. This one is bigger than the other two.
Fish feast?
Fish feast. Seafood feast, because not just fish. Got shrimp too. So like I said, just score him up and season. Get all in there. Season his head, season his gut. Okay. Don't over season because you don't want it to be salty, especially if your fish is fresh. Alright people, so our oil is looking about ready. So as you can see, everything is starting to cook up and turn dark. The pepper, the garlic. If you want, you can squeeze out all the juice out of it. And so right now you just want to take everything out because now we're about ready to fry. Alright, so next we're gonna season up the big boy, which is the flounder or the fluke. Alright, so let's dry him up. These fish look fresh. In the summertime, I go fishing. Me and my boy go fishing, and we love to catch these right here. But I haven't been fishing in a little while, so just had to get them from the local fishermen.
Remember the first time we heard the name fluke, we're like, we don't want to catch those. They're ugly.
Yeah.
And they caught them and went home. Tasted so good.
Best fish, and now we're stuck on them. Normally I would fry these fish whole, but this one is a little bit too big for my pot, so I'm just gonna cut them in half. Okay. Let's cut them in half, and how I like to prepare it is diamond them up. So I'll go around the edge, and just to open them up right here, just to open them up on both sides, because you just want to make it easy to eat, so you could just pick pieces off and eat. And score it like I said with the other one. So you score it one way, and then score it again another way. So we're just going to, normally it's easier when the fish is whole, so I'm just going to cut it straight like this. Okay? Then we're just going to season them up. Okay, and just put them over here, and then we're just going to do the same thing with the other one. We're just going to score it up, make slits just like that.
When it's whole, it's better to diamond, but if you cut it like this, you could just score it across.
Now let's season them up. Get inside of there and on the back. And you can sop up whatever is on your cutting board so you don't waste any seasoning. Alright, so let's do the other one. Perfect. Alright, perfect. So almost done. Now let's just season up our butterfish. Just stick with me. I'm just gonna dry up the rest of these fish, and then I'll be right back. Stay tuned. So I got all of my other fish, the butterfish, not seasoned up. I got it dried up and ready to be seasoned. So I'm just gonna season them all at once instead of individually like the big ones. So
These little boys.
okay. All right, perfect. So these look good. All right, so now time to fry them up. So let's start off with these here. All right, so let's get everything going. Start off with the first fish. These are gonna fry in no time. So let me just get a couple of them in there. These are gonna take no time. So just make sure that you keep your eye on it and fry it as hard as you would like it. Alright people, so these fish are looking really good. Let me just check one out for you. That's exactly what you're looking for. To be honest, these can start to come out. So let me take some of them out. You take them out. Alright, so these perfect. I mean, depending on how hard you want them fried, but this is just what I was looking for. When I was a kid, this is the fish that my mom used to fry on Easter. That me and my sisters used to just eat. She used to fry a million of these, and we used to have these with bun and cheese and all that good stuff on Easter. So this fish right here is like, makes me feel like a kid again almost. Alright, so let me just add in the rest. Alright people, so I couldn't wait, so I had to taste one. Tastes so good. This fish you can eat the whole fish, the bone and everything. See? Our second batch is done, so we're just gonna take them out.
Tastes so good. It tastes my mouth.
That Maggie fish season is amazing. So next one going in is going to be our flounder. Look at that. And just move it around a little bit to make sure it's not sticking. If your fish is sticking when you put it into the oil, that means your oil is not hot enough. So just be mindful of that. Alright, so our flounder is looking good, and it looks like it's about time to give it a flip. Fish doesn't take long, so alright, so just be careful. Wow, gorgeous. gorgeous. That looks beautiful. If you take your spoon or your utensil, you can feel the crispiness of the skin. That looks perfect. Alright, so I'm going to take this fish out because that's done already. About 5 minutes is all you need. Look at that. Beautiful. So beautiful. Look at that. So let's put in our other fish. Pretty good. Let me just take that out. Alright, so my oil is getting a little bit too hot, so I'm just gonna add in a little bit of cold oil just to bring down the temperature. While that oil is getting to temperature, let me just get my shrimp washed up to start our curry shrimp. So stay tuned. Alright people, so we're gonna get everything going for our curry shrimp. First things first, you know we gotta wash our meats or our fish. So we're just gonna put some water into the bowl, squeeze our lemon in there. So we're gonna just massage that up just to get it all clean and rinse it off. Alright, let me just give it one more rinse and that's all clean. Have our shrimp already washed up, so let's just season it up. Once again, we're gonna go with our Maggi fish seasoning and just give it a nice seasoning. Don't make it too salty. You can always you can always add salt, but you can't remove it, so be mindful of that. Alright, perfect. Next, we just want to get our natural seasonings for our curry shrimp prepared. So just stay tuned and I'll be right back. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe on the video. Or just stick with us. Alright people, so we're just going to get our natural seasonings prepared for our curry shrimp. So we have our onion. We're just going to slice that up. Alright, so we got our onions.
Nothing like a man in the kitchen. Y'all should taste this food.
Okay. And we have I'm gonna add some scallion. Remember, don't throw away the bottoms. Just get that washed up. Alright, so we're just gonna add some garlic. So we're just gonna smash a couple pegs and add them in. Just gonna cut up my garlic. Add them in. And last but not least, add in our green pepper. Okay, so half a green pepper should be good. Alright, perfect. Alright people, so we're gonna get the pot started for the curry shrimp. First thing we're gonna do is burn our curry, or heat up our curry, fry it up a little bit, and then we add in our coconut milk. So stay tuned. First thing we're gonna do is add a little bit of oil to our pot, just a little bit, because we're going to cook up our curry. So we have some curry powder right here. We're just gonna add that right into our oil. Now this part is really technical because this part will burn quick if you don't pay attention to it. So we're just gonna add our oil. We're just going to mix up our curry while our oil is heating up. So this will start to turn into a paste, and once it gets pasty, then you will be able to add in everything else. So just stirring it up, it'll start to fry up in a minute. So this is starting to look good. So our curry is burning up. Not burning up, but our curry is...
The term that Jamaicans call it is burn.
Yeah.
But it's technically cooking the curry so it don't hurt your belly.
Right. You're just cooking up the curry. So this is getting a little bit hot. So what I like to do is add my natural seasonings right at this point. So I'm going to add in all my garlic, my onions, scallion, green pepper. So I'm just going to add that in and start to cook that up. This part is very technical. If you forget it and allow that curry to scorch, then you're going to have to start all over. So just make sure you keep it moving and cook it up. And so we just add in our last piece of flounder right there, and we got our curry cooking up. So next step, we want to add our coconut milk. Normally I would make my own coconut milk, but today I'm just going to use a canned one. So we just add that right in. Look at that color. This meal takes no time to cook. It cooks up really fast, so just be mindful of that. If you want to make a quick meal in maybe about 30 minutes, this one right here is a perfect one. Now the coconut milk is just infusing with the curry. Look at the color. So we're just going to allow that to cook up. I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Coconut milk is kind of thick, so I'm just adding a little bit of water to the pot. Perfect. So we're just going to allow that to cook down, and then we add our shrimp soon. Alright, so our curry is looking good. It's cooking up nicely. So all we're just doing is just waiting for it to reduce down a little bit before we add our shrimp. Because once we add our shrimp, this is done in like no time. So we're just going to mix that around. All our vegetables is just infusing and cooking into the curry. You don't even understand the smells that we're smelling right here between this fish and this curry.
So good.
Alright people, so everything is looking so good. My neighbors came out and told me that it smells so good every time I start to cook out here. So look at this. This is the texture that you're looking for. Everything is starting to reduce, and it's about time to add in that shrimp. So let me add that in. Alright, so look at that. You see the thickness? You don't want your gravy to be too loose. You want it nice and thick. And this is reducing down. So if you remember what I said about the bubbles with the rice in my last video, is these bubbles are just kind of knocking out all of the oxygen out of it. So it's thickening up and getting all the water out. So let me add my shrimp in.
So that's the time when you add the shrimp.
Now it's time to add your shrimp.
Bubbles.
Right. That looks so good. Now, just add that in. You're gonna add just a tip of water just to give it a little bit more gravy. And here I have some crushed pimento seed or allspice. I'm gonna add that into the pot as well. We're just gonna add in some more thyme, and we're gonna add in a Scotch bonnet pepper. Just give that a quick mix and turn down my flame a little bit. About 3 more minutes, to be honest, and that's about done. I'm gonna cover my pot and just let it cook up the rest of the way. So just stay tuned. Wow, look at that. Come on now. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and comment. You don't even understand. So let me just salt to taste. Perfect. Don't need nothing else. That's perfect, people. The Scotch bonnet plate flavor will start to come out, and I'm just gonna leave it uncovered for a little while just to reduce down. Looks good. All right, so everything is looking good. So it's just simmering down, and remember with shrimp, you don't want to overcook it, or else your shrimp will become kind of rubbery. So just be careful. It's almost ready, and we're just making some rice on the side. I already have my white rice washed up and going on this side. Look at that. Look at that. All right, people, so our pot, my other pot, the oil was starting to get a little bit dirty, so I'm just gonna use this and to fry our last couple fish. So I'm just going to add in our oil.
Fresh oil for the parrots.
Okay. Just add in our oil and heat it up. All right, people, so our shrimp is done. So let me show you what it looks like. This is exactly what you're looking for. So this will go perfect with white rice, roti, rice and peas, dumpling, naan bread, pita bread, anything. This will go good with.
Because you get to soak up the gravy.
To soak up the gravy, smells so good, nice and rich.
You make the best picture.
Thank you. So I'm about to just add in our parrotfish. We have our last 3 fish. So let me just add them in. Alright, perfect. So I got some nice basmati rice all done. So that's all cooked up. That's going to go alongside with our food. So that looks perfect already. All right, people, so let's look at our fish and see how we're doing with it. Wow. Gorgeous. Yes, yes. All right, so let's flip over the other one. Oh my God. Beautiful. So let's take that off. Let's just put it right here. Look at all of this fish. Beautiful. Look at that. And we just got one more and then we're finished. It'll be time to eat. People, so this is our last fish. We are finally all done. So I'm just gonna take this one out. Look at that. Beautiful. Just put that here. Turn off my stove. We're finally done, so now is the best time. It's time to eat, so stay tuned. I'm just gonna plate everything up and then we're gonna eat some food. Alright, so we got our white rice, nice and shelly. Good. Shrimp. Beautiful. Let me get some little bit of gravy on that rice. Some of the veggies. Some broccoli, string beans, peppers. So good. And last but not least, fish. Beautiful fish.
Beautiful plate.
Beautiful plate of food. Alright people, so everybody is ready to eat. Here's our plates. Everything, this looks so good. Check that out. 3 different types of fish, curry shrimp, and veg. Alright, so we come to the end of the video and I'm hungry, so we're about to eat right now. So like I said before, like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps the page in many ways, and I can keep coming out with more and more recipes and more videos for you. So with that being said, I'm out.